Balance is a sensitive matter for us all, and you will see here a combination of exercises where we will be standing on one leg and moving in some way. And the reason for that is because if you think about it, in our everyday lives, we're not asked to hold our balance, meaning to be stationary over one standing point, but we are asked to move in a balanced way. And entangle that is also true, of course. So this drill is created to use this idea, and you'll see that first there is movement in the arms, then there's movement in the whole body, but in a linear way, so in one and specifically one plane, and then we'll be adding on, and the intention here is to put the different elements in one drill. So for example, this, it resembles, try not to fall like me, it resembles the back extension that we need for a back step, only it's taking it a little bit further into an actual balance drill. This resembles the dissociation that we need for the ochos, only again, it is taking it to the next level and making it into an exercise. So, or the arms have to do with the leading and the following. Our arms are moving while we're dancing and so on and so forth. So we take different elements from the actual dance and we change them and make them into a balance drill to help us out to practice our balance. And here, constant movement in the limbs, arms and legs. And this is a great exercise to show us that as we're moving, we can't let the idea of holding our balance suffocate us because it creates a lot of tension. So let's look at the technical items in here in this exercise. When you notice how when I'm moving my arms, there is still movement in the rest of the body, in the hips, in the torso, in the free leg, even in the standing knee. You can see how there is that little bounce. So I'm not allowing that thought of having to hold this position suffocate me. I'm not letting the rest of the body tense up. So this stretch, you can see I'm not just stretching the arm just from the elbow. The shoulders are changing, the ribs, the center, the hips are twisting in small hip. The free leg is kicking forward. The other leg is bouncing. And as we go from one exercise to the next, the movement that you're required to do, that you're asked to do, is getting bigger and bigger. The body is asked to engage in this movement instead of force, a standing, a stillness. So the more you think about balanced movement instead of holding the balance over one or over one point, or instead of thinking of stillness, the more successful you will be in this drill. The other element is to take it at your own pace. And I know I say it in many exercises, but this one is, can be a little bit quite intense. So if you're standing on this one leg and you feel that your leg is just getting too tired, your ankle might not be strong enough, your knee might start to feel it, your lower back or something, take a break. It doesn't mean you have to do this like I'm doing it. Maybe you don't need to tap all the way down to the floor. Maybe you can stay higher. I'm showing you some of these options as we go through the drill. Please feel free to follow them. So now we're going to put things into perspective. I'm using the arm swing here because in our everyday type of walk, if you notice as you walk down the street, arms swing. And I'm going to use this one as a transition to the back steps but also because we do, this is an accentuation of the extension for that back step. So I'm using more arms. This is I'm just explaining the logic behind it. More arms because we use arms in our daily lives to walk, and tapping as a transition, and because it is referenced in the extension of the leg going forward or going backwards. Make your goal not to be a huge swing, not to be sitting lower here or tapping more times, but make the make this as flowy as possible, going from walking forward to standing and tapping, to walking backwards to standing and tapping. Make flow your goal. Similarly here, we're using the twisting balance exercise for the ochos for the obvious reason. Um, I want you to try to find a distance, a proper distance from your artificial partner that will allow you to be very, very light on the bar or the wall or a table that you're working on. And coordination and timing here are key elements for this exercise. Let's take a look. So we take our step, we start sitting, we free that leg up, and as we sit, we start taking the body forward and turning. If you wait too long for the twist, it's going to be very tense, and you probably won't be able to make that to create that smoothness in the exercise and to reverse back with ease. If you start twisting a lot sooner, you lose your balance. So this is an element that you can take into your ochos. Timing and understanding how the upper and the lower body connect. And we can see it here. So here too, if you start twisting too soon, then you'll get stuck. If you twist much later, then you can pivot, but it's gonna be a little bit more tensed. Same thing happens in our back ochos. So in here you'll notice that this exercise will be slightly different. Notice the difference. I'm still twisting, but I'm twisting towards the free leg. Before I was twisting away from the free leg. The that will make it more difficult or less difficult. So that's one thing. But the element of coordination, connectivity, and timing is exactly the same. So the same problems that you had in the forward ochos will show themselves here too. If this you find more difficult, the element of connectivity and timing will be even more important to focus on, because those are the ones that will make your life a little bit easier going around the back ochos. So try to notice when you've hit that sweet spot where your body can start to turn. You don't need to stop. It'll just take a few attempts of sending yourself off balance or getting stuck, and you need to recalibrate and find that right sweet spot. So it will feel like the perfect timing. It will feel effortless, and the pivots will feel as if you're just passing through the turn. That's the kind of feeling you want to have. See, there's no stop here. You can see there's no stop. It's just that flow that we were talking about before.